Hi, Eli. Hi, Vinny. Here we are. We're going to start on page 9 now. Remember, we're still reading this book. Let's go. Remember, we were talking about the river. By it and with it and on it and in it, said the rat. It's brother and sister to me, and aunts, and the company, and the food and drink, and naturally washing. It's my world, and I don't want any other. What it hasn't got is not worth having, and what it doesn't know is not worth knowing. Lord, the times we've had together, whether in the winter or summer, spring or autumn, it's always got its fun and its excitements. When the floods are in the February and my cellars and basements are brimming with drink, that's no good to me. And the brown water runs by my best bedroom window, or again when it drops away and shows patches of mud and smells like plum cake, and the rushes and weeds clog the channels, and I can potter about dry shod over most of the bed and find fresh food to eat, and things careless people have dropped off the boats. But isn't it a bit dull at times? The mole ventured to ask. Just you and the river and no one else to pass the word with? No one else to, well, I mustn't be hard for you, said the rat with forbearance. You're new to it, and of course you don't know. The bank is so crowded nowadays that many people are moving away altogether. Oh no, it isn't what it used to be at all. Otters, kingfishers, dabchicks, moorhens, all of them about all day long and always wanting you to do something, as if a fellow had no business of his own to attend to. What lies over there? Asked the mole, waving his paw towards the background of the woodland that darkly framed the water meadows on one side of the river. That? Oh, that's just wild wood, said the rat shortly. We don't go there very much, we river bankers. Aren't they very nice people in there? Said the mole, trifling nervous. Well, replied the rat, let me see. The squirrels are all right, and the rabbits, some of them, but rabbits are a mixed lot. And then there's Badger, of course. He lives right at the heart of it, wouldn't live anywhere else either if you paid him to do it. Dear old Badger. Nobody interferes with him. They'd better not, he added significantly. Why? Who should interfere with him? Asked the mole. Well, of course there are others, explained the rat in a hesitating sort of way. Weasels and stoats and foxes and so on. They're all right in a way. I'm very good friends with them. Pass the time of day when we meet and all that. But they break out sometimes. There's no denying it, and then, well, you can't really trust them, and that's a fact. The mole knew well that it was quite against animal etiquette to dwell on possible trouble ahead, or even to allude to it, so he dropped the subject. And beyond the wild wood again, he asked, where is all blue and dim, and one sees what may be hills, or perhaps they mayn't, and something like the smoke of towns? Or is it only cloud drift? Beyond the wild wood comes the wide world, said the rat, and that's something that doesn't matter either to you or me. I've never been there, and I'm never going, nor you either, if you know any sense to you. Don't ever refer to it again, please. Now then, here's our backwater at last, where we're going to lunch. Leaving the main stream, they now passed into what seemed to be the first sight like a little landlocked lake. Green turf sloped down on either edge. Brown snarky tree roots gleamed below the surface of the quiet water, while ahead of them the silvery shoulder and foamy tumble of the weir, arm in arm with a restless dripping millweed that held up its turn a gray gravelled mill house, filled the air with soothing murmur of sound, dull and smotherly, yet with little clear voices speaking up cheerfully out of it at intervals. It was very beautiful that the mole could only hold up both forepaws and gasp, "Oh my, oh my, oh my." The rat brought the boat alongside the bank, made her fast, helped the still awkward mole safely ashore, and swung out the luncheon basket. The mole begged as a favor to be allowed to unpack it all by himself, and the rat was very pleased to indulge him, and to sprawl at full length on the grass and rest, while his excited friend shook out the tablecloth and spread it, took out all the mysterious packets one by one, and arranged their contents in due order, still gasping, oh my, at each fresh revelation. When all was ready, the rat said, "Now, pitch in, old fellow," and the mole was indeed very glad to obey, for he had started his spring cleaning at a very early hour that morning, as people will do, and had not paused for a bite or sup, and he had been through a very great deal since the distant time, which now seems so many days ago. "What are you looking at?" said the rat presently, when the edge of their hunger was somewhat dulled, and the mole's eyes were able to wander off the tablecloth a little. "I am looking," said the mole, "at a streak of bubbles that I see traveling along the surface of the water. That is a thing that strikes me as funny." "Bubbles? Oh," said the rat, and chirruped cheerily in an inviting sort of way. A broad, glistening muzzle showed itself above the edge of the bank, and the otter hauled himself out and shook the water from his coat. "Greedy beggars," he observed, making for the provider. "Why didn't you invite me, Ratty?" "This was an impromptu affair," explained the rat. "By the way, my friend, Mr. Mole." "Proud, I'm sure," said the otter, and the two animals were friends forthwith. "Such a rumpus everywhere," continued the otter. "All the world seems out of the river today. I came up this backwater to try and get a moment's peace, and then stumble upon you fellows. At least, I beg pardon, I don't exactly mean that, you know." There was a rustle behind them, proceeding from the hedge, wherein last year's leaves still clung thick, and a stripy head with high shoulders behind peered forth on them. "Come on, old badger," shouted the rat. The badger trotted forward a pace or two, then grunted, company," and turned his back and disappeared from view. I think that would be a good spot to stop, and then tomorrow we'll figure what happened with Rat and the Mole and the Badger. I love you. Mwah!